We light this chalice for days spent alone and for learning to be okay with that.
If you're lost and you're lonely, go and figure out why. Take a trip to your dark side. Go on and have a good cry. We're all lonely, and we're all lonely together. I want to see your sadness. I want to share your sin. I want to be your light, and I want to be like it. Don't we all just wanna be together? Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Faces down, take a look around. Do your fingers move? Do your lungs inflate? Are you tired? Are you weary of the hidden hate you've been holding? Did you lose that love, or did you never have it? Are you feeling sad cause you did a bad thing? Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Are you feeling fearful, brother? Are you feeling fearful, sister? Replace it with that fearful feeling. Replace it with love that's healing. Are you feeling fearful, brother? Are you feeling fearful, sister? Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind. Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind.
Hi everybody, my name's Ava, and I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys that I know quarantine leaves you alone by yourself sometimes, and that can be really scary, but it can be a really great time of self-growth and self-learning. There's one time that I went on exchange by myself for 3 months, and obviously I lived with another family, but there was no one I really knew while I was there. So during that time I learned a lot about myself, and I got a lot of alone moments to myself, and I figured out, like, I went through a lot of stuff. Like, I thought about, like, what kinds of things I want to do in the future, like what this experience meant to me, and I realized that alone time can be really important for my self-growth. But yeah, make the most out of this experience. It's once in a lifetime opportunity, and even though some days are sucky, just know that it's all going to be okay, and things might not return to exactly as normal, but they'll be better, and it'll be so much fun. And also it helps you learn to cherish those moments that you have with your friends that you don't get day to day. So yeah. Okay. Have a good day. Love you guys.
A surprising number of people fear being alone. Maybe just about all of us do to some extent. We fear being without a partner or friends and family. We fear traveling alone in strange places, lost without anyone to ask for help. We fear taking on life without help for fear of failure. This is all natural, this fear of being alone. We've all felt it deep within us, though we try desperately to avoid this fear. But here's the secret. Being alone is empowering. The quiet of being alone, it's joyful. Thank you.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Love you, Mountain Camp.
We tend to see aloneness as bleak, depressing, scary. But it can be seen as freeing, as an opportunity for growth, and an opportunity to get to know yourself. Aloneness can be a scary thing, but it can also be a joyful thing. You can celebrate the times when you're alone, get to know yourself, do things that rely on very little. Reading a good book, writing, playing music, dancing alone, sketching, learning a new skill. Go for hikes, discover the world. Be alone and be happy with yourself. You deserve it.
Self-love and self-care are two things that I believe to be very interconnected. I don't think it's easy to love yourself before you take care of yourself. Just as you start caring for a person before you start loving the person. And both of them are very, very difficult, especially to do for yourself. We spend so much time growing up being told to take other people's needs into consideration before your own, but that allows you to put your own needs and wants by the wayside and ultimately forget about them. And it's so important to take into account what you need and the things that you want. And when you find yourself hating yourself and having a life full of bad habits, it's really hard to start moving in the right direction. But I think the most important thing to do in that situation is acknowledge that your life isn't as you want it to be. And especially during quarantine, this has been probably the roughest time any of us have ever experienced. We're taken away from friends, situations are made much more difficult, everything is so very hard. and difficult to see what's going to come next. And I myself started quarantine excited that I'd get a break from everything, but that devolved into me doing nothing that I should be doing, and it took a toll. And the hardest part about getting any better was starting to get better. It's tough to acknowledge that there's something wrong, but it's one of the most important parts. But because I don't really know, any good tips other than what I did to help get myself out of that depressive state, is to share with you my tactic. So what I did is I sat myself down and really asked myself, what things do I want to get done in a day? And after I figured that out, I made a little note card with Monday through Sunday, and the weekend, other little things that I wanted to get done. The first little thing is waking up. Did I wake up at a reasonable hour? Did I go on a walk? Did I eat a good breakfast? Stuff like that. Did I drink enough water? And if I did those things, I put a little tick mark through them, and it's nice to see little boxes get filled up if you do good things. And if you see that there's a bunch of boxes unchecked, then you sort of set yourself up to know, hey, maybe I should be making more of an effort to do these things. But the key of these note cards is to not beat yourself up over it if you don't achieve quite as much that you want to that day, because it's an indicator. It shows you what you want to do, and then it lets itself fester in your subconscious, and you slowly start to do the things more and more. It can be really uplifting to see your note cards from week to week or even day to day become more and more full. It really boosts personal morale, in my opinion. And that's then where self-love comes in. Once you start filling your day with the things that you want to get done, you start making these good habits, you start to feel better about yourself. Before you do anything that's good, you're sitting there thinking about all of the things that you wish you were doing, and not doing it, and that can create resentment for yourself. But once you start filling your life with the little things that you should be doing, or even just want to be doing, then you can start to feel better about yourself, and really just feel happier with the state of your life right then. That is something that has really helped me through quarantine, and I hope that any aspect of this might be helpful to anybody who watches this.
So complete and so breathe deeply for the life in which you grateful heart and helpless mind that reels with every chance you take.
we extinguish this chalice with commitments to ourselves, to our minds, bodies, and spirits.